back your homes or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Hey everyone, today I want to answer a few questions about all things Game of Thrones. With Season 7 wrapped, there's a bunch of new theories and questions on how the final season will go. So without further ado, let's get into it. Viserys Targaryen in Season 1 has Rhaegar's sword and dagger from Bran's vision. Did the Targaryens recover Rhaegar's body? Yes, the sword Viserys carries in Season 1 looks to be the same one his older brother carried. Rhaegar was killed by Robert Baratheon in the Battle of the Bastards. Robert bashed Rhaegar's chest in with his warhammer, and then the rubies from Rhaegar's armor flew into the river. Men from both sides stopped fighting just to jump in and grab as many rubies as they could find. Rhaegar's body, on the other hand, was not really mentioned. It could have ended up in Robert's possession to do with what he pleased, or maybe in the midst of all the chaos, a Targaryen supporter quietly snuck his body away. Whichever one you want to go with, Rhaegar's sword ended up in Viserys' hands, or the Mad King had two identical blades forged for both of his sons. That could be the case too, but probably not likely. If it is the same sword, then I imagine Varys and Illyrio have something to do with it. I mean, Varys was an advisor to the Mad King, and he helped smuggle Dany and Viserys to Essos. So if anyone helped guide that sword into Viserys' possession, it was probably those two. I think for right now, it suggests there's more of Rhaegar's belongings out in the world, like his harp for example. In the books, Rhaegar is almost always mentioned with his harp. It wouldn't be that awkward to see it appear in the show. I hope that answers your question. The next one is a very popular question. Is Bran Stark the Night King? This one isn't too clear just yet. Yes, you could make any number of arguments for either answer, but let's talk about something that a lot of people are not discussing. Bran is the new three-eyed raven, and during his time in the cave, he shared a connection with the Night King while he was using his green sight. This showed that not only was Bran able to use green sight, but the Night King has a bit of his own. We also see in Season 7, White Walkers can kind of warg into the dead and control their every move. Another thing is, when one White Walker dies, many Whites fall as well. The Night King is obviously the leader of the dead, and since Bran has similar abilities also linked to the Children of the Forest, they don't necessarily need to be the same person. Bran may end up having to fight his own battle with the Night King, which could provide for the storyline where they wear the same symbol on their clothes. That's all I'm going to say about it for now because there's a lot we still need answers to, especially the part where 8,000 years ago a man was turned into the first White Walker. Are we to assume that an older Bran Stark manifested himself in the physical form to be turned into the Night King? I just don't know, but I would like to know your thoughts. Where do you all stand on the theory? Next is, I was recently thinking back on the scene where Dany enters the throne room in her vision at the House of the Undying. I know the initial interpretation is that winter has won and destroyed the world of men, but what if it's a more literal metaphor? Snow, or a snow, is in the throne room, possibly hinting at Jon's superior claim to the throne or foreshadowing him becoming king. I've actually heard this before, and honestly, I think it foreshadows a lot. When we look at the throne room, the roof is destroyed. It looks to be snowing or there's a mixture of ash everywhere. The scene goes by quick, and we really don't see a lot. Now that we are through Season 7, we know for sure that Rhaegar annulled his marriage to Elia Martell and remarried Lyanna Stark before the birth of Jon, making him the true heir to the Iron Throne, if there ever was one. Now, does the vision from the House of the Undying foreshadow Jon's ascension to the title King? I don't think so, but I do believe it foreshadows the destruction of war. The people of King's Landing never feared what lied beyond the wall, just as Southerners hardly believe in the Children of the Forest, or direwolves. The tales of White Walkers was largely believed to be myth. I think Game of Thrones does just a great job of showing how some people never get out of their own way. With that, I'm going to end today's video. If you want more Q&As like this, just be sure to put your questions in the comments or find me on social media. As always, have a great day, take care, and I will see you tomorrow.